What's going on, guys? Today we have the Halo Air Plus Bolt. Alright guys, so I was given this for review. I did not pay for this. It's not even mine. I'm just doing the video on this product. Someone asked me, basically give me your opinion of what you think of this thing. They purchased this to leave in their vehicle for safety purposes, obviously. On first look, just reading the box and just checking it out and everything, it seems like an extremely gimmicky type of product. I mean, how good could a air compressor and a battery jump pack and all those other features and bullshit in here be all that good? I was looking at this, again, not even opening up the box yet, as basically a glorified power bank. Once I received this, I looked at it, I started doing some research on it, and there's a million different kinds out there that you could purchase. They have ones just dedicated for jumping car batteries, which obviously are going to be superior to this. And they also have ones that are significantly cheaper and crappier, so to speak, than this one. So if you are looking at purchasing something like this or in this category of product, the bare minimum you need is 400 amps to jump a car. And that's just a regular car, regular run-of-the-mill car, nothing fancy. If you own a truck or any type of heavy-duty truck, we're talking pickup truck and SUV type vehicles, you're going to need more towards like the 600 range, so the 5 to 600 range. This particular one is a 500 amp power bank or a jump pack. I couldn't really find anything on here as far as the milliamp hours of the battery itself that's in here. This charges on, through a wall outlet, so 120. You can also charge it through your car. So if you're driving around and you have this in here, this has an 18-month battery recharge cycle on it. So you can charge it, throw it in your car supposedly for 18 months. Obviously, I can't test that out. And it will hold a charge. Apparently, according to their website and their specs, with this particular jump pack, they make about 4 different kinds. So this one's the Air Plus, so obviously it has the air feature in it. They have the regular Bolt that doesn't. So you can get supposedly 3 jumps with this particular pack. Once you jump the car, you're taking it to some kind of a dealership or something like that and getting the battery replaced or checking into it, figuring out exactly why the battery went dead in the first place. Will this do that job? Yes. It will get you back up and running and to a mechanic shop, or if you're handy, to a auto parts store to buy replacement parts and whatnot. I use this on a GMC 2500 HD. It has a 6-liter motor. It's a V8. Big, bad motor. It needs a lot of cranking power. And I basically just disconnected my battery because there's nothing wrong with the battery that's currently on there. Hooked this thing up to the terminals, and the truck turned over. I couldn't believe it. I was actually completely shocked that it was able to crank that truck. If you guys are in the commercial category, so commercial vehicles, I'm telling you right now, stay away from this. So it did start my truck, but majority of commercial vehicles, and once you dip into the diesel world, you're looking at at least 1,000. The big international and Mack trucks and stuff like that, you need 1,500 to 2,000 cranking amps to turn those big boys over. A regular Duramax and a pickup truck, you're looking at closer to 1,000 amps to be able to turn those over. But even with that, you're not using it for this. So if you guys are in the complete other realm of vehicles, so your basic, Toyota Corolla, your minivans, your vehicles like that, normal everyday vehicles, this is going to be perfect for you. So enough with that. Let's dive into this and show you guys what exactly comes in here and the other features of it. So basically, this just slides out of the box. Nice packaging, I gotta say. We got the unit itself in some kind of paper, whatever. So here's the unit. Very nice, shiny. You can see it's obviously a fingerprint magnet. I touched it for 2 seconds and I got fingerprints all over it. But, nice. This is obviously black. It's available in 12 different colors. So it's blue, gray, and then they have all kinds of really queer colors with fucking whatever. You can check it out. Go on their website. You could go on QVC.com. That's where the person that owns this bought this from. I've seen them on Amazon available as well. It was $125 on QVC.com, and I've seen it on Amazon again, without the air pump for $100. So if you don't care about that, get it on Amazon. Like I said, this is basically it. You have your air pump hose here, which has its own little track to keep it in place. It's 12 inches long, which is more than enough to get yourself into the tire to pump it up. With this air pump, once again, you can go, it says their specs, and I never go by their specs. It says you could do up to 100 psi, and then again the 3 jumps from the battery pack on here. So looking at the front of the unit, right here you have the port where you're going to put the jumper cables that you hook up to your car. So that just flaps over. Here's your power on button, plus and minus, which will control your PSI. Your unit button, so it converts the measurements. And then your air button. So when you want to use the actual air pump, you press that button. And then all the way over here, you have 2 USB charging ports. It's only a 2.4, so you're not getting the fast charging. You're not getting the 5 megahertz charging capabilities on here. It's not going to be fast to charge it. That's not what this is designed for. This is to have something, again, in an emergency situation where you need to gain a charge. If you have this in your trunk, this is going to be awesome for that purpose. Again, just plug your phone in. Your car's dead. Your phone's dead. You need to make a phone call. Plug your phone in. And probably in 5 to 10 minutes, you'll have enough charge to at least, leaving it in to make the phone call and hopefully get some kind of help. Let's turn this thing on. Right here, you got the power button. So you can see you got your voltage here. You got your battery percentage, and then also another little gauge to tell you how much power is on this unit itself. So once you turn this thing on, this thing will flash. Okay, so this is your main power button. It flashes. So when you hook up your battery terminals, wires plug in here. Once you hook this up to the battery, this light here will turn solid. So it'll just stay lit, and that's how you know that you connected the battery properly. It has a safety in here that it will not obviously start if you hook up the batteries reverse. So actually you can see right here, it says safety check failed because there's obviously nothing plugged into this. And then if you want to use the air pump, you have the other button here. This powers the air pump on. So as you can see, it's set for 0 PSI. Still has the battery indication to let you know how much charge is on here. Basically, you're going to just press the button again. And it starts pumping. So, fairly noisy. Again, we are in a studio, so the mic's going to pick up every drop of sound coming out of this thing. It is noisy, but it is what it is. Doesn't matter. Okay, so that's the unit itself. Let's set that to the side, and we'll get into the accessories. So that unit sat into the little tray. We have a nice little holding bag, carrying bag for it. We have the manual and a little paper that says that it is carry-on approved. Why you would need to take this onto a plane, I don't know. I'm going to leave that one alone. You guys can make your own jokes on that. But, you ain't jump starting a fucking plane in the middle of the air. So, why? I just don't get it. Alright, so pull the shit out of the bag. So on the back here, it gives you a guide, basically everything that I just went through with you, and it gives you the instructions right there. Actually, now that I think about it, there's one thing I forgot. So on the side here, you have a light with its own button. So we press the button here. Once, you get a white light. Twice, it goes red, which is pretty cool. 3 times, and it starts to blink. The 4th time, it's off. Pretty cool. The light is bright. I'm not going to lie, it's bright. The only bad thing, I guess, is that the light is on the opposite side of the air. You can't exactly fill up a tire and utilize the light. I mean, if you're basically turning it on and then going underneath the hood, or if you need the light to find the tire on your car, you got more issues. You shouldn't be fucking with any of this stuff. But if you want to see underneath of your hood, or you just need a light in general, I mean, if you're going to carry this fucking thing around, it's a little ridiculous for that feature. I wish the light was on this side. You should always have a flashlight in your car anyway, just in case. You guys want to check out some, I did a ton of reviews. Look in the EDC section. There's a couple flashlights there. Go with one of those. They're super, super cheap. You can't go wrong with them. So, alright, let's go through the accessories. So obviously we have the wall plug for charging the unit. The additional air hose. This is probably about maybe 15 inches or something like that. We have an additional bag of various items. Ton of little tiny pieces in here. I'm glad that they gave a separate bag just for this. They give you 3 basically like for like balls, like basketballs, footballs, shit like that. You have 3 of these plugs in here. We got 2 long blower nozzles. We have 2 short blower nozzles. We got 2 little adapters, Firewire type charger, and then we also have the cigarette adapter to charge the unit in the car. And a lot of shit that you buy these days give you barely any accessories at all, if any. So it's nice to see someone offer a ton of extra accessories and redundancy at the same time. So I do enjoy that a lot. Last but not least, we have the jumper pack. So these are the terminals. They go into the car, and then this end plugs into the unit itself. So just to show you guys, I didn't record me doing anything with the vehicle. I found that sometimes a little unnecessary to record every single feature of things that I do on this channel. On this side, you have a separate power button for that. You turn that on, and the phone starts to charge. You see on here, it shows you 74% power that I have on here. I basically took this unit and charged it up when I received it. It was, I think, about 55% or something like that. It took 2 hours to charge it from 50% to 100. I jump started the truck. I threw a couple accessories on here. I threw the phone on here to charge, and basically just give it a little run just to see what it is. And I'm down to, it was about 77, 78% after doing that stuff. And then as I'm shooting and everything and leaving it on and playing with the light and all the bullshit, it dropped another 3%. You know, the battery life is good. I definitely can't complain about that. Again, if you're going to be using this for, you know, charging devices and, you know, things like that, just to have extra in the car, I mean, it is good. You know, if you have an older car, it probably would be more practical for you with that. But almost every car these days have a million fucking charge ports, USB ports all over the place. So, you know, you got your little fucking rugrats in the back of the car watching their iPads and everything, because every fucking kid in the world needs an iPad now, because, you know, you can't entertain your own fucking kids. Just give them the iPad and let the little fucker watch, you know, Blue's Clues or some bullshit on there. I just don't understand it, you know? Like, entertain your kids a little bit, you know? I mean, come on. You know, it's not going to kill you to turn around and talk to your fucking kid, you know, instead of just giving them the iPad. I mean, you know, the other day I was in a restaurant, you know, and the whole family sitting there, you know, they're all on their fucking phones. The mother, the father on the phones, the kids, 3 little bastards on there all sitting there with the iPads. Nobody was talking to each other. I mean, you got to be fucking kidding me. Have a conversation. How was your fucking day? You know what? Fuck these people, really. You know, you go sit in a restaurant, you're all sitting there fucking on your phones and shit. It's just beyond me. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys on this video. Again, the unit, it's good. I'm not going to say it's fantastic. The air pump feature on it, it's acceptable if you're inflating something up to like 30 psi. So any kind of like balls and all that bullshit is good to have in the car, just to have. If you have a small car, I even want to say like a smaller size SUV, it will put air in the tire. Big trucks, anything over 40 psi, it struggled. It did put it up. It did get me up to 40 psi. It took like probably 2, 3, 4 minutes or something like that. It didn't exactly time the fucking thing, but it did put air in the tire. So if you have a slow leak and you realize that while you're out on the highway, you can put this thing on there, get a little air in the tire to get you to the nearest service station or gas station, put a plug in the tire and nail whatever the fuck you got. Anytime, and I've said this multiple times before on this channel, if you're buying a product and you need something, get that item as a dedicated unit. When you go into these things that have all these extra features and all this stuff, it usually never does any one particular thing amazing. So keep that in mind. That's all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comment down below. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this content so far. Hit that like button and make sure you subscribe. Take care.